Alright y'all, so after getting all the Hoenn gym badges and losing to a Meowth in the Hoenn League, Ash decides to take on the Battle Frontier, his first opponent being Noland. Ash could have easily fought some of his other Pokemon, but for some reason, Ash think he got bigger balls than he does cause he decides to fight Articuno. Low key, I would have done the same. Articuno's light work. So because he chose to fight Articuno, Ash decides to bring back the old reliable. The morning of, Ash and Charizard are doing some morning training and Charizard was looking better than he did back in the Johto League. So Ash was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be cookies. Charizard starts the battle by using Flamethrower, overpowering Articuno's Ice Beam. He tried it again, but Articuno dodged it. It used Mist to confuse Charizard, then hit him. It then came out of the mist, then dodged both Dragon Rages until getting hit by a third. Articuno barely dodged Seismic Toss, then used Ice Beam, which Charizard ate. He used Flamethrower, but Articuno weaved it, then nailed it with Steel Wing, followed by a direct Water Pulse that pinned him against the wall. Damn bruh, 60 base power doing all that? Got Charizard looking like Zoro. With Charizard backed into a corner, he remembered that Charizard learned Overheat while in the Charcific Valley, but he didn't do anything. I get that Overheat lowers your special attack, so you should use it sparingly, but it's a Articuno right in front of you. Like, not only is it weak to fire, it's a bum in general. I would have let it go at that point. Articuno used Ice Beam, hitting the tip of Charizard's wing, turning him into a roly-poly, and then used Water Pulse to launch pieces of the ice towards Charizard. Alright Articuno, I'll admit, I wasn't familiar with your game. Articuno used Ice Beam and Water Pulse back to back, but Charizard was only able to melt some of the ice. Articuno flew above Charizard, so Ash told him to fly higher and use Overheat, which had everybody in shock. Charizard used Overheat, but it got cancelled by a single Water Pulse. 60 base power move, by the way. Articuno came out of the smoke and landed a direct Steel Wing. It went in for another, but Charizard grabbed it, then said, "Oh, I wish I could scream this, but I'm in my college dorm, so I can't be that loud." So, long story short, he hit the yam time. Actually, hold on. It's yam time! Alright. It looked like Charizard lost the battle, but it was actually the other way around, meaning Ash won the match, getting his first Frontier symbol. W Legacy fight by Charizard, and Ash wasn't a complete dumbass in this fight like he's been in the past. And it's an all-around good battle, so love tier. Ash pulls up to the battle arena looking for his second symbol. After learning that Greta is a fighting specialist, Ash decides to call up one of the OGs. The thing about this battle is that Ash has to spin a wheel to determine how many Pokemon they fight with, hence the name of the episode. Greta calls out her Medicham and Hariyama, and Ash sends out his Grovyle and the big man Snorlax. Sending out a normal type in a fighting gym is kinda crazy, but we should know who we're dealing with by now. Grovyle dodged Arm Thrust and then used Bullet Seed, but Hariyama used that same Arm Thrust to block it. Hariyama dodged another Bullet Seed, then grabbed Grovyle and brought him right back down to the ground and smacked him. Grovyle used Quick Attack, flash stepping behind Hariyama and used Leaf Blade. He tried to finish the round with Leaf Blade, but Hariyama had something planned for that. As soon as bro's fist lit up, it was GG's. He used Focus Punch, sending Grovyle to the freaking ceiling. Oh my gosh! Now normally if you were in a 2-1-2 and your first Pokemon dies, you'd be a little worried. But here's the thing about Hoenn Ash. He was all talk. Yeah, he had some moments where he backed it up, but others, he just got his words thrown back at him, I'm not gonna lie. And this time is no different. Where Grovyle got KO'd, he was smiling. What the hell? Ash calls out his Snorlax and uses Protect for Arm Thrust. He dodged another Arm Thrust, then gave Hariyama Chronic CTE. Hariyama used Focus Punch, breaking through Snorlax's Protect. He tried it again, but this time Snorlax was able to dodge it, causing him to hurt his hand. Dumbass. Greta sends out her Medicham and uses Focus Punch. Snorlax was able to get off Protect, but he wasn't able to react in time for the Hydro attack. Medicham uses Focus Punch again, so Snorlax used Hyper Beam and hold on, what did she just say? Use Dodge. There it is. Medicham dodged Hyper Beam, then did a spin move mid-air and decked Snorlax into the stands. Both sides used Ice Punch, but Medicham's actually hit, freezing Snorlax. So Ash tells Snorlax to rest, meanwhile Medicham's trying to break through the ice. Once it broke through the ice, Medicham used High Jump Kick, and at the last second, Snorlax woke up and did a somersault. Yo, when was Snorlax able to move like that? Medicham dodged Hyper Beam, then used Focus Punch, so Ash tried to use Hyper Beam again, completely unaware of the fact that you can't do that. Look, as much as I love Ash, sometimes I just be thinking, is this really the same guy that went on to beat Leon? Anyway, Medicham is putting the beats on Snorlax, and while experiencing this with his own 2 eyes, Ash was like, I ain't gonna lie gang, you just gonna have to power through it. So right before Medicham was about to violate him with another Focus Punch, Snorlax unleashes the remaining energy he had for one final Hyper Beam to the ground. Huh? Ash, you really told Snorlax to put his life on the line for another Hyper Beam just to tell him to shoot it at the ground? Boy, I would have been hot if I was Snorlax, but luckily it turned out good. Snorlax used the momentum from free falling to land a devastating body slam, turning Medicham into a pancake, ending the battle. Okay, low-key, I like this one a lot, so it's going in high like tier. Really good fight. Now on his third symbol, Ash arrives at the Battle Dome to challenge Tucker. Once he got there, everyone was on his dick. My boy had some clout, bro, was at a press conference and everything. But once they asked about Tucker, Ash was like, "Who?" All that attention went out the window. 2 long intros later and the battle starts. Tucker sends out his Arcanine and Swampert, and Ash chooses Corphish and Swellow. Swellow used Quick Attack on Swampert, but Arcanine countered it with Extreme Speed. Then Corphish tried using Bubble Beam, but Swampert blocked it with Protect. Then Tucker was like, "Alright Arcanine, Aerial Ace." What? Whoa. What? Why does your Arcanine know Aerial Ace of all moves? What does it need that for? Anyway, he clashes with Swellow and that gave Corphish an open shot. However, Swampert used Mud Shot from behind, so Arcanine jumped over Corphish, leading to him getting hit by Mud Shot. Yeah, I'm afraid Tucker got him on lock. Swellow and Corphish dodged Water Gun, and Corphish used Crab Hammer, colliding with Dynamic Punch. Then Arcanine jumped in and used Flamethrower, which Swellow avoided with Double Team. But Tucker was like, "You think I'm stupid, huh? Here go a Fire Blast for your ass." Fresh off the Flamethrower too. Swellow dodged Fire Blast, then used Quick Attack, but Arcanine cancelled it out. Then when Corphish used Crab Hammer, Swampert used Water Pulse, hitting them both. Then Arcanine used Fire Blast, turning it into this water-fire combobulation, something like that. Then it exploded. Yo, has Ash even landed a hit yet? I don't think he has. Corphish used Bubble Beam to cancel out Water Gun and Flamethrower. Swampert then used Dynamic Punch while Swellow used Quick Attack. Arcanine was in the back with Extreme Speed, so Swellow used Double Team to fake Arcanine, causing him and Swampert to fly into each other. First time we've seen these two take a lick of damage the whole battle, by the way. Arcanine used Flamethrower, so Corphish countered with Bubble Beam while riding on Swellow. That collision created a mist cloud, so now Tucker can't pull off his flashy tactics. Swellow came in with Quick Attack, baiting them into the air. Hold on, peep this aerial movement though. Hey! This allowed Swellow to gut check Swampert with Aerial Ace and Corphish to uppercut Arcanine with Crab Hammer. First hit they landed all battle, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, this one's also going into love tier. I really enjoyed watching this fight, mainly because Tucker was putting straight belt to ass in style, and I loved watching him pull off his combo attacks and watching Ash work around them. Damn near peak. Love tier. At the battle pike, Ash challenges Lucy for his 4th Frontier sim. Yeah, I'm not keeping this up. It was Team Rocket the whole time. The real Lucy was too busy getting rizzed up by Brock. Her sister was playing some elite defense, and on top of that, Max is in the paint playing help. But bit by bit, Brock is cracking the defense. Like, look at this, she feeling, bro. After reinforcing Jesse's insecurities, the gang was just gonna chill for the rest of the day. But since Lucy had a little ting for Brock, she let Ash have his battle even though the battle pike was closed. She just opened Chick-fil-A on a Sunday. You know how crazy that is? And here go Max playing help on defense. Keep in mind, this is the first time a woman has ever reciprocated the affection that Brock was given. And the one time this happened, he got to deal with prime Kawhi Leonard and Dennis Rodman. Like, my man can't get nothing. The battle starts and Lucy sends out her Survivor and Ash calls out Donphan. Donphan charges in with Takedown but was stopped with Poison Tail. He then uses Defense Curl to block Bite, then roll out to hit it about 20 feet. Survivor dodged a second rollout, then used Poison Tail. Donphan used the momentum from that Poison Tail to power up his takedown, but Lucy waited until the last second to blast his ass with Flamethrower. Donphan recovered and tried using Hyper Beam, but Survivor went behind him and used Poison Tail again. He was able to use Hyper Beam, but Survivor used the water to protect itself. Survivor used Flamethrower, which Donphan dodged, but she just simply redirected it, hitting Donphan. However, Ash didn't let that stop him, so he told Donphan to keep going and use the rocks to get some airtime. This allowed him to hit Survivor out the air and get the first point. Lucy started blushing a little bit when her little ting was rooting for her, but then she locked in and sent out her Milotic. Milotic made easy work out of Donphan, so now it's up to the son of Arceus. Pikachu landed a direct Thunderbolt, but Milotic waved it off and shot a Hydro Pump. But listen to this woman once Pikachu got hit.
Pikachu, no! Pikachu, yes!
Like, girl, what you got against him? Pikachu used Iron Tail, but Milotic deflected it with her own. Pikachu went in with Quick Attack, but got bodied by Twister, then slammed by Hydro Pump. Milotic was about to end the fight, but Pikachu used Volt Tackle, paralyzing it. Pikachu then used Quick Attack, but Milotic popped out with Facade, a very dangerous move if your opponent has a status condition, and you better pray to God they don't have guts either, because it's basically facade the ability. Pikachu used Thunderbolt on himself, so Lucy thought it was Raps. However, this is the son of Arceus she's dealing with. So he dives headfirst into the Twister, uses Volt Tackle, and pretty much turned himself into a 50 cal, straight booming her ass. And he finishes with the stare down. I don't know what it is with Pikachu and Pokemon that start with the letter M, but he just does them the worst. Anyway, I liked it. I think the battle was a little slow to start, but the rest of it kind of made up for it, so liked here. Now at the Battle Palace, Ash challenges Boomy's calmer cousin for his 5th symbol. For this fight, the battlefield is the entire forest, meaning they don't gotta stay in one spot. Spencer sends out Shiftry and Ash calls out the easy legendary sniper. Shiftry dodges Bullet Seed, then retreats into the jungle with Sceptile right behind him. Leaf Blade and Quick Attack collide, then after running around for a little bit, Shiftry uses Double Team followed by Shadow Ball followed by Rock Smash. Yo, he's on his ass, bro. Sceptile popped up from the top of the waterfall and hit Shiftry in the jaw with Pound. Fully evolved Pokemon still rock and pound, are we serious? Sceptile used Leaf Blade, getting the first point. Spencer calls out his second Pokemon Venusaur, so Ash calls out his Heracross, who starts sucking Venusaur's flower. Oh my goodness. This led to the most awkward interaction between human and Pokemon, and I ain't talking about Wendy and Gardevoir. That's a gaming channel reference in Discord as well. If you want to join, you can, link in the description. They're trying to set up a monotype tournament, so if you're interested, go crazy. Anyway, crazy derail. Spencer said that if he was a Heracross, he would have done the same thing. And then Venusaur starts blushing. Now this could mean a multitude of different things. Either they get the nectar naturally and consume it, or he just wants to suck a Venusaur. We don't know. Heracross used Horn Attack, powering through Razor Leaf and landing a headshot. He used Fury Attack, then Venusaur used Vine Whip to get him off. Both Pokemon used Tackle, then Heracross was able to get off a Mega Horn, knocking Venusaur into the tree. Venusaur was charging up a Solar Beam, so Heracross took advantage of it and used Mega Horn. However, that wasn't enough to stop it, so Heracross got obliterated by Solar Beam. Mid-battle, Spencer was like, alright bro, my bone's tired. I need a break. Okay. Low-key, I'm gonna get a snack too. Hold up. Give me like 2 minutes. Trust. Alright. Swallow dodged Razor Leaf and Vine Whip, then used Double Team followed by Quick Attack. Venusaur used Solar Beam, but thanks to main character luck, the sun got covered up, giving Ash enough time to use Aerial Ace, knocking out Venusaur. Spencer's final Pokemon is Claydol. It teleported away from Quick Attack, then used Rapid Spin. Claydol then caught Swallow in a Sandstorm, then finished him with Hyper Beam. Sceptile was sent back out and dodged a Hyper Beam. Calm little dodge. I see you, Ash. Sceptile used Bullet Seed, but Claydol teleported into the ocean and used Rapid Spin. It started to rain, so Spencer was like, yup, no more Solar Beam for you, and sent a Water Tornado after that. Claydol used Rapid Spin and Side Beam, doing a lot of damage to Sceptile. Spencer was already talking like he won, but guess what? It's Sunny in Kanto. Sceptile started charging up a Solar Beam, then at the last second, he jumped over Hyper Beam and said, Iris Spring Green Green. It's the best I can do, alright? With Claydol's defeat, Ash has earned his 5th symbol. Low-key, this can sit in likes tier. A lot of likes for Hoenn, but I guess that means they're stepping up their game. After losing to Annabelle in the previous episode, Ash is eager to get his get back. The first half of the episode was just Team Rocket stealing her food and Ash begging Corphish to get hard?
Use Harden. Harden. Harden.
You's a freaky ass nigga.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Anyway, after all that, the battle starts. Annabelle calls out her Alakazam and Ash sends out Corphish. Corphish used Crab Hammer and Alakazam responded with Focus Punch, meeting in the middle. Corphish used Bubble Beam so Alakazam deflected it with Side Beam. Then Corphish used Vice Grip, but Alakazam stopped him with Sidekick. Corphish was able to recover and use Bubble Beam, landing a hit. Alakazam used Recover, then tried to match Crab Hammer with Focus Punch, but Corphish was like, recover from this bitch. Alakazam used Side Beam, confusing Corphish, but luckily Corphish was able to attack through confusion. Ash did a quick reload to get rid of confusion, then used Bubble Beam, taking out Alakazam. Okay, Ash, I see what you're doing. Annabelle's next Pokemon is Metagross. It dodged Bubble Beam, then took out Corphish with Meteor Mash. Ash calls out his Tauros and uses Takedown, so Metagross boosted its defense with Iron Defense, then tried using Meteor Mash, but Tauros ducked under it, then launched it with Horn Attack. Metagross used Hyper Beam mid-air, so Tauros used Double Team to confuse it, but he still got hit anyway. Tauros used Horn Attack again, then collided with Meteor Mash, leading to a double knockout. Annabelle's final Pokemon is Espeon, and Ash's is Pikachu. Pikachu started with Quick Attack, which Espeon dodged and responded with a Quick Attack of her own. Pikachu used Iron Tail, but the same thing ended up happening. Mid-air too? Damn. Pikachu used Thunderbolt, but Espeon's Zap Cannon powered right through it. Yo, what is up with this Espeon, dog? Pikachu used Thunderbolt, but Espeon dodged it, then used Psychic, slamming him into the roof. Then he used Quick Attack, but was stopped by Psychic, but this time instead of being slammed onto the roof, he used the roof to land on the lamp. Then he used Thunderbolt to put out the lights and hit Espeon. Espeon used Zap Cannon, and she's dead ass going brick for brick. Then Pikachu unleashes a Thunderbolt from God knows where. Then the lights came back on and Pikachu was on that. Then he used Volt Tackle and Espeon tried to use Zap Cannon, but she sold the clip. Shawty gave him a fresh fade and in return got knocked upside the head. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Ash wins the fight and gets his 6th symbol. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Not one that really stands out to me, so I'm gonna put it in high meh. Alright, final battle and I'm done with Hoenn. After losing to Unk twice beforehand, one of them he was possessed in, yeah, that was a very weird episode, Ash is ready to take on Brandon for real this time. And the team he's going with is his original 4. I say loosely because really his original 4 was Pikachu, Butterfree, Pidgeotto, and Bulbasaur. However, I digress. After spending the night in the woods, the battle between Ash and Unk starts. Brandon sends out his Dusclops and Ash leads with Charizard. Charizard uses Flamethrower, which got cancelled by Will-O-Wisp. Charizard shows off his newly learned Steel Wing, but he got socked in the face by Shadow Punch. Charizard then uses Dragon Breath for doing some decent damage. Then he got hit by Mean Look, preventing him from leaving the fight. Charizard uses Steel Wing, but Dusclops allowed himself to get hit so that it could use Confuse Ray. Ash tried to return Charizard despite just being hit with Mean Look. Like, do you ever pay attention during a fight? Dusclops used Shadow Punch followed by Will-O-Wisp. So with his back against the wall, Ash uses Talk No Jutsu to get through to Charizard and use Dragon Breath. Dusclops landed a Will-O-Wisp, then allowed itself to get hit again, and when Ash thought he had it, he told Charizard to use Seismic Toss, a fighting type move against a ghost type. Making these kinds of errors this late into the run is like, come on man, lock in please. This led to Charizard getting taken out by Shadow Punch. Normally I'd give Charizard hell for this, but I'ma let it slide cause Ash low-key sold that one. Ash's next Pokemon is Bulbasaur. Ash told him to tank the Shadow Punch, then use Razor Leaf. Dusclops ate it, then used Mean Look, then dodged Vine Whip and sent Bulbasaur flying with Shadow Punch. Bulbasaur used Leech Seed to chip away at Dusclops' health, then cancelled Will-O-Wisp with Razor Leaf. Bulbasaur got hit with Confuse Ray while charging up Solar Beam, then just set it off somewhere, almost killing Team Rocket. Dusclops used Will-O-Wisp, so Bulbasaur tried using Vine Whip, but he ended up hitting himself and then getting hit by Will-O-Wisp anyway. Bulbasaur still using Vine Whip, this time with Ash holding him. Here we go with the flashbacks. Bulbasaur eventually snaps out of it and dodged Will-O-Wisp and fired back with Solar Beam, taking out Dusclops. Unk's next Pokemon is Ninjask, so Ash switched into Squirtle. He used Rapid Spin to deflect Aerial Ace, then Ninjask used Sandstorm, putting Squirtle on his back. He used Double Team, so Squirtle shot them all out, but that left him wide open for Aerial Ace. Squirtle used Hydro Pump, but it was cancelled out by Sandstorm. Ninjask then shot sand in his eyes, so Ash told him to tap into Ultra Instinct real quick to jump over Aerial Ace and use Hydro Pump. That allowed Squirtle to wash his eyes out, then dive headfirst into Ninjask, getting the point. Unk calls out Soul Rock, so Squirtle uses Hydro Pump, which got blocked by Psywave. Squirtle followed it with Skull Bash, but he got thrown with Confusion. He used Hydro Pump to dodge, then turned it into Rapid Spin, but Soul Rock moved around and KO'd him with Solar Beam. Ash sent Bulbasaur back out and used Razor Leaf, which got sent back with Confusion. Soul Rock threw Bulbasaur, then used Shadow Ball, but Bulbasaur jumped over it and caught Soul Rock with Leech Seed. Bulbasaur ate a Psywave, then both sides unleashed a Solar Beam, resulting in a draw. Ash's final Pokemon is Pikachu, and Unk's final Pokemon is Regice. Yeah, hell no. Do you expect me to believe that this old man was able to catch the entire Reggie trio dolly? Y'all not fooling me. Pikachu used Thunderbolt, which Regice tanked, and retaliated with Blizzard, which Pikachu didn't tank. He then went in with a super effective Iron Tail, but had to stop midway due to Ice Beam. Regice used Ice Beam again, freezing the entire battlefield, then used Focus Punch. Since Pikachu was unable to just move out the way, he had to use Thunderbolt to slow down Regice, then hit it with Iron Tail. Regice trapped Pikachu in some ice pillars, then used Rest to heal. Once Pikachu broke out of the ice, Regice woke up and then shot Pikachu with a direct Ice Beam, freezing him. I guess that's it for him. Pikachu is the Lord is my rock. What? My fortress and my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, and my shield, and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. Psalms 18:2. Pikachu got hit with Focus Punch and he went flying. Oh my gosh. He used Iron Tail twice, then got locked in Ice Pillars again, but he broke out of them with Iron Tail, then ran in with Iron Tail. Regice woke up, then used Ice Beam, but he missed the shot, leaving him wide open for Volt Tackle. Irish Spring Green. Yeah, no words. Just put this fight in love tier. And overall, ow. I'm gonna give this run a like, but it's higher than the Hoenn Gym run. Anyway, if you haven't noticed already, I am a little quiet and I do sound a little different because I'm being a little quiet. And that's because I'm in college, I'm in my dorm so people can hear me. So I'm not trying to be so loud, but this is what we're gonna have to deal with until I gain the confidence to yell my ass off. But I am trying, just know that I am trying. So with that being said, I hope y'all have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. God bless, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.